It's Auntie Jessica. How are you? As always, how was your day or how is your day going? I hope you're going to have an awesome day. Remember, we're all in different time zones, right? For me, my work day has finished. Not long got home and I'm here with you. Do a little reading, spend a little time. I might do me a little laundry. I'll see what else I'll do. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Right? But I'm having a great day. Great day, great day, great day. Good interaction. Good things going positively. I really can't complain. It's a wonderful day. So, remember, I had these little books here that I was reading before. I had the Children's Book of Values. I also have Children's Book of Manners. And I have Children's Book of First Aid Skills. I feel like you're probably seeing this backwards. Like I need to adjust the camera once again. So let's start with the Manners book. I hope all the lovely ladies out there had a very nice Women's International Day. That was on Sunday. I didn't get on to send any special greetings, but as always, very appreciative of the women in my life, both young, those who I would say I mentor, and those who have mentored me, some without even knowing, Yeah, really have benefited from a lot of positive persons in my life, and I like to think that I in turn pass on that blessing and that I am a blessing to others. All right, the first one, not waiting for your turn. The children all want to play on the slide, but they are not waiting for their turn. Look how they push and shove. No one can get on the slide. Tom has hurt his knee. Why has Tom hurt his knee? Most likely somebody pushed him down. Right? They were jostling to get on the slide, and poor Tom got pushed down, and now he has hurt his knee. The correct way to do things, not waiting for your turn. The children love the slide. They all wait for their turn. Look at their cue. Now everyone can get on the slide. Tom is waving from the top. Do you wait for your turn? It's actually a good message. All right, literally, it's taking me back to my days of being in the bus stand and going waiting for the bus to get home. This is the government bus, which although where I lived, where I grew up with my mom, transportation was very good. We were like spoiled for choice, either public or private transportation. I would use the public because then you would pay like a reduced fare as a school child. And then we would go and get a bus ticket, like you pay a certain amount to be able to travel on the bus for a week, and then they would punch this card. Yeah. So then on evenings, then I would end up as close as I am. Sometimes you have to wait for the bus. They wouldn't spend a lot of time sending government buses like for short routes. You would get them more buses going rural areas, but they would pass where I live. So then sometimes you wait for a long time and you're lined up, and of course when the driver actually gets in the bus now and opens the door, it's a lot of pushing, and you might think you're near the front, but someone's going to come and push ahead of you. And then there used to be this resentment because people would be like, you can't stand up, you're not going far, and pushing and jostling them to get a seat on the bus, or whether you even have to compete with us to catch this bus because, as I said, it would be spoiled for options. Yeah, interesting things. And then the other side of it too is because you will get accustomed then, oh, this is a normal group of people. This is people you can expect that are catching the 5 o'clock bus, the 4 o'clock bus, or whatever. So in a way, it will come as a family. Like, Auntie Jessica, how was your day today? And you know, even sometimes like you're so tired, maybe you fall asleep and someone gives you a little gentle nudge. It's soon time for you to get off the bus. Come like a little community. And where I live now, transportation is not great at all. I'm more in a rural area now. Transportation is not so great, but fortunately, I have my Betsy Boo, so I don't have to be depending on catching the public transportation. But that's such a serious thing that sometimes persons go, they apply for jobs, and based on where they live, if people think like it's going to be a problem, the first thing they will ask, do you have your own transportation or do you depend on a bus? And sometimes if it is that you have to depend on public transportation, you don't get that job. You see? So it's actually, it has a lot of implications. Okay, next scenario. Not saying thank you. Sam wants to share his sweets with the other children. Greedy Dan wants them all for himself. He stuffs the sweets into his mouth. He does not say thank you to Sam. How is Dan being rude? Good scenario. Saying thank you. Sam shares his sweets with everyone. The children take one each. They all say thank you. Josh takes a toffee. Lizzie takes a gobstopper. That's a very funny word. James and Poppy take pear drops. Delicious. Do you say thank you? Yes, I make a point to always say thank you. I think I'm at the stage now that even, especially when I'm praying, I even say thank you in advance. I just need to have that confidence that everything's gonna work out. Yeah. So, yeah, I like to think that I practice gratitude. I'm a very thankful person. Let me dial back now on the one. Did I show the picture from this? Okay. The one I just read about not waiting for your turn. Remember, I said literally it's taking me back to those bus days, but figuratively, no. As in, I'm using my imagination, or, I'm looking at it beyond the immediate, literal kind of way. Not waiting your turn is like there are certain things in my life. Prime example, having work done on the house. I'm talking about it a lot because it's on my mind a lot. Yeah. And sometimes I feel like that's taking forever, but it's a reason in it, it's a lesson in it for me. That is something you have to wait on. Even getting the body work done on my car, different little things that I'm at the stage now that I can look and see, this is like a big deal. This is something that I was talking about getting done for the longest time. And now I'm actually in a position that I can get this done, and I could take a small step towards achieving something. Like there was another matter, I had to call someone and check up on something today that I think it was supposed to be like at a certain stage by late January. And when I called, she said, yes, I'm working on the matter for you. I haven't forgotten you. There's one more part that needs to be completed, and then you'll soon be hearing from me. So sometimes, as I said, there are things we're working on and we could do our part, but then you have to wait on someone else to come and do their part. And all this is cultivating patience because it shows a lot of things are beyond our control as well. Not being kind. Sally is new in the neighborhood. At the park, no one wants to play with her except for Toffo the dog. Sally feels sad. Who is Sally's friend? Well, I guess her friend will have to be Toffo the dog. The good situation now, being kind. Sally is looking happy now. She does not feel sad or lonely. The children want to play ball with her. They will all be friends together. But Sally's best friend will be Toffo. So regardless, the little dog Toffo is going to be her friend. Have you been kind today? It's about making people feel included, especially in new situations, Not sharing. It is playtime. The children want to go in the playhouse, but Katie got there first. She will not share the toys. Go away, she says to the other children. Ella starts to cry. Why is Ella crying? Sure enough, it is lunchtime. Katie is sharing the playhouse with the other children. They are all playing together. Katie thinks it is more fun to share. Come in, she says. Do you share your toys? Not tidying your room. Jack cannot find his favorite toy. His bedroom is so untidy. Dad is very cross. Jack's clothes and toys are lying everywhere. He is looking for Coco the koala. You can't find him because the place is too confused. Tidy in your room. There is Coco in the cupboard. Jack has tidied his bedroom. Dad is very pleased. Now Jack can find all of his toys when he wants to play with them. Do you tidy your bedroom? I'm going to talk a bit on this one. Even for me here at home, I remember when I used the phrase small up, right? It just means like kind of compress the existing house, work that's being done beyond there to renovate the house. And I felt so confused and I felt so heavy and I felt so like burdened and suffocated because even in this small area out here, I think I had the kitchen cupboard was there and there was a drawers here. I don't remember if there was something else. I'm thinking there's something else that I am forgetting. But you can imagine then even maneuvering the space, how it would be, you know? And it would make me feel so heavy and so confused and so burdened. And then it worked out that I. Oh, the other thing must have been the dining room table, a small dining room table. Right. I saw two of the items and I gave away one and just opened up the space and it made a really big difference, you know? Even I say I could do a bit better even within the limitations, obviously with how it is. Yeah, so I'm gonna pick at that and work at that. And it really does affect your energy, it affects your mood, it affects, you know, your mental health, how you feel, everything. It truly does. Um, I think it's a kind of like stagnant energy. Yeah, it's not good to have your living space very confused. For me personally, I find it makes you feel muddled. Yeah. And recently I visited someone and when I entered the home, like there was a lot of clutter, you know. Sometimes you have to be careful, like you start with a little bit and then eventually you keep adding to it all the time until it gets like overwhelming. And I can imagine that you don't know where to start. Yeah. hmm And these situations, they're more commonplace than you may think. Sometimes it's that people just get busy, and sometimes it's a sign like persons are, you know, like depressed, just going through different things, and it gets away from you. Life gets in the way, and we all normally use the phrase life does be lifing, you know, and it gets kind of overwhelming. And then, as I said, you don't know where do I begin. So, like in that situation, where I'm going to try to help that person, but in that situation, where I entered that home and found it like that, I then shared from a very non-judgmental kind of space, and I share from my personal experience. Sometimes it's good that you just pick out things in intervals. Because for me, I'm not like perfect homemaker kind of person, so you have to find ways to make things work. So sometimes I would be like, you go, you wash some dishes for 10 minutes, you load the laundry, you sit down and you fold some, do different things that you enjoy in between. I find that that works for me. Even though you might say like, let me do some crochet, or you know, I'm occupying myself with something that I find relaxing, and then ever so often I pause and I go and I do a little bit, I do a little bit, I do a little bit. But if I sit down and I look and it's like so many different things need to be done, it's gonna get overwhelming. And I know I'm not the only person that feels that way. So that's how I advise that person. So we will see. We're gonna try and start with the kitchen. clear the clutter, and as I said, bit by bit. Obviously, when you're doing the bit by bit, you got to be trying there not to, as you clear, be adding again, but it can be done. Not saying sorry. Crash! Mom's favorite vase is smashed. Tom knocked it over, but he does not stop to say sorry. He is too busy playing ball with Toffle. Mom is very upset. Saying sorry now. Tom smashed Mom's favorite vase. Mom is crying. Tom is crying too. Sorry, he says. It was an accident. He hopes they can glue the pieces back together. Do you say sorry? Well, I'm getting better at it. Yeah, I do. I was sharing with my cousin over the weekend, even though in terms of sometimes interacting with my daughter, like if I think that I have acted in a wrong way, like too harshly or too, should I use the word bullheaded, too sometimes too hasty, or sometimes like if I get overwhelmed, like suppose something is wrong, um, this book gets wet or soiled or something like that, and then it will carry on. Things are always happening because nobody takes the time to do everything, and then it's going to go to, I always have to be the one to do everything. So what you're getting out of that, the problem isn't really the immediate issue, the book. The problem is more so like I feel overwhelmed. I probably feel like disrespected, and I feel like everything's on my shoulders. So the key to avoid that is to prevent myself from reaching that stage where I feel so overwhelmed at these different things. And then when I reach that stage, as I said, and it bubbles over, to check myself, come back, and what else? To apologize. Right? Because part of the healing and part of the getting better and doing better, showing up better for her and for myself is in the apology to her and maybe even to myself. And the grace to show in both instances, the grace to show in terms of whoever messes up the book, and the grace to show to myself for how I reacted. Because if I react like that in one instance, it doesn't take away anything from all the growth that I've been making, all the progress. Right? In terms of not really reacting like that as often as I used to. Not listening at story time. It is story time. But what a noise. Poppy and Tom are talking. Mina is tickling her friend. Sam is doing a handstand. Mrs. Hall is losing her glasses. No one can hear the story. Listening at story time now. Look at the children now. They are listening to the story. Mrs. Hall shows them a funny picture. It makes the children laugh. Now everyone can hear the story. I chose that one with intention. Do you ever feel that you're talking and no one's listening to you? Whether it be a child or it can even be an adult. I saw there's this thing I think I shared here recently. Well, to be honest, normally I have to watch it after the fact. But it's like a small group of persons that they start the day off like at 5 o'clock, praying nationally, individually, but mostly nationally. And these two ladies I like in particular, and one of them, like as she prays, she does it like a conversation. Like, God, I'm not feeling so good. I'm feeling like nobody's listening. We keep talking and talking and talking and saying that we are not happy. Are you are from Africa, Kenya? Is this your first time here? Because it was an evening I was going walking, and I went live and someone said hello to me from Kenya. Where I am from Barbados in the Caribbean. I've never been to Kenya. Have you ever been to the Caribbean? It's so nice to meet you. Yes, yeah, well, welcome. Welcome to the family. Yeah, it's a pleasure to meet you. What is your name? I'm so happy that you stopped by. Yes, 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 yes. I'm Auntie Jessica. I teach reading to children. I have a young adult as well. Yeah. So sometimes I come on, I share my lessons, or sometimes I just come on, I do a little story time. But in between doing the story time, I'm like sharing life things and things that happen to me, and I get to know people like yourself that pop by. Oh, you know Rihanna? I was waiting to hear that. Yeah. But this is where Rihanna's from. I know I do not know Rihanna. That's normally the next question. Yeah. Um, yeah, it's a beautiful place. Kenya, I know it's also a beautiful place. Is it cold there now? I know I get the seasons kind of mixed up. I'm not sure if when it's winter, like in America and UK and so on, what it is in. It took a bit. So your name if you want to, and you tell me something, share something about Kenya, tell me something beautiful. Like if I come to visit Kenya, where you think that I should visit. I always said that I want to. I think I shared this here already. Dance with the Maasai, you know, when they do that. Dance and they jump in. All right, telephone. Yeah, I always say I want to do the Maasai dance and jump. Hey. Yeah. What was I saying though? So I was saying this particular lady when she's pregnant, she would be like, we keep talking and we keep complaining and we keep saying there are different things we're not happy about. It feels like nobody's listening. You know, like when you're in a relationship or something and you might be talking and complaining and saying, I don't like when you do this, or I wish you would do this differently. And you feel like the behavior now, nobody's listening. That's just how we feel about what we're going through now. And it was really touching, like I really relate to it, you know? But it's not a nice feeling at all. Whether it be like relationship, it could be in the workplace, it could be in your family, it could be in a friendship, whatever. It's not a good feeling to feel like you're trying to speak and express yourself and you're just being stonewalled. Um, Nobody's listening, nobody's taking you on. Or what's even worse is like if they're politely just like, oh yes, yes, that's true. Like they're just saying things for saying it, say it, but you don't know like nothing's really gonna change. It drives you bananas. It's not nice. You said, okay, you're laughing at me because I said I want to dance with you, Masai. Hey, hey, hey. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm sure you're beautiful too. Oh, man. So it's important to listen to each other and listen with intention. Don't just be listening. I have to admit, I do it sometimes, especially like if I have really, I call them yap yap kind of people. I have a particular person at my workplace that's like that. But I can think of other situations too, but this particular person, the nickname actually is yap yap. And sometimes you just be like, yeah, yeah, okay, okay. Like at intervals, it's really not the thing to do, but sometimes you just can't keep up. You love my accent. Everybody says they love it, kind of sing song kind of thing. Thank you very much. I'm glad you're able to understand what I'm saying too. Because in the Caribbean, maybe the same for Africa as well, but we tend to speak very quickly, you know? We don't take our time to speak. So sometimes persons can't understand much of what we're saying. Even some of us from one island to the next. Like say Barbados and Jamaica, for example, sometimes we can't understand what each other. We're both speaking English, but the accent and like the local dialects and so sometimes we are challenged to understand each other. not holding the door open. Mina, calls Jack. Please hold the door open. But it is too late. Mina slams the door so the children bump into each other. Their musical instruments fly everywhere, holding the door open. Thank you, Mina, says Jack. Mina holds the door open for the other children. They can all walk safely to their music lessons. Tofo feels safest in Poppy's dog by Tofo's the dog. Yeah, the little dog Woggy. And that's one. How do you think that I'm going to apply that? Not literally, but in another way, holding the door open. Because when good things happen to us, right? And we are making progress, and we get those blessings, and you know, or put it professionally, we get promoted, or we get different opportunities and so on. Even you can have your own business and you get different opportunities. You then can keep the door open and pave the way to make things easier for the person that's coming behind you. Make sense? Yeah. And that's how we make things better, especially if you know, like, you're from a group that things can be challenging for you. Yeah. Let me use like small business people as an example, right? And you're able to make progress in some way, or develop something that's going to makes things easier for you. You don't have to just say, well, I've been able to cross this threshold now, I work hard for this, I've been able to cross this now, and then slam the door behind you. You can keep the door open for other persons to be able to come through, and that's not going to take away from you and all that's due for you, you know. Yeah, that's a good example. And I'm done this book. I'm done the manners book. So how was your day? Let me know. Are you having a good day? What time is it for you now? I could imagine it must be into the night time. So if it's 5 o'clock or so here, maybe it's like 9 o'clock, 9 or 10 o'clock for you. Yeah. I think I did this values one already. Okay. So now I have started reading this one for you already. This one is, I like this series of books actually, and there seem to be a lot of them. I'm gonna see if I can find some more. I have 3 of them, but there's some others, children books, protecting the planet, healthy habits, making friends, dental health, money sense, success at school, keeping safe, healthy eating. That's a good one. The Book of Happiness. All very good, positive books for the children. All right. So as I said, this is Book of Values. Ignoring others' opinions. George's class is discussing what their school can do to help stop climate change. Everyone has lots of ideas, but George has read a lot about it. George feels that he's a know-it-all. So he tells everyone that his ideas are the best. The children start to argue. Do you listen to what others have to say? No voting for a solution. George knows that a discussion is a chance for everyone to express their opinion. He offers to make a list of all the ideas, and then everyone gets to vote to decide the actions they will all take to help. Have you taken part in a vote? Well, quite recently for elections. Yeah, but I can imagine that must be very frustrating when one person is thinking, well, I have all the answers and your opinion doesn't count. What you could think of is a good example of a situation like that. Yeah, it could be in the classroom, it could be in the workplace, it could be in the community, it could be family, right? It's important to listen to the input from each person. And as I say once again, let each person feel valued and appreciated and like their voice matters. Because what happens is if each time you're asking me what is my opinion, and I'm offering my opinion, and you never take into account anything I have to say, am I then going to feel encouraged to keep sharing my opinion and giving my input? Probably not. So we have to not only listen to, but take into account what we have to say. Okay, easily discouraged. Olivia enjoys playing on her console. She dreams of becoming a game designer. But when she tells her brother she plans to join the coding club at school to learn how, he tells her she'd find it too hard. Olivia decides not to go and gives up. What should Olivia do? Olivia, I think you should not give up. Reaching your goals now. Olivia asks her teacher, who shows her the software they use. It's fun, and Olivia decides to join the club. Soon she is coding and making games. She knows it will help her to get her dream job too. Can you work towards achieving your dreams? I certainly can. Mhm. Okay, so Olivia was sharing her plans with her brother, and it's the brother that discouraged her. Whoa, the brother was like, you're going to find that too hard. And she got discouraged and she gave up without even really trying. So you see why it is important, first of all, you have to be discerning. What does discerning mean? You have to be able to, I guess it's using your sight too, but more than using your sight, it's like using your judgment and trying to understand who has your best intentions at heart, who desires for your growth, and so on, right? And be careful who you share things with, because not everyone you share things with, especially when it comes to your goals and your plans and what your dreams and so on, your motivation, sharing things from that place. I call it your core, right? But sharing your deepest heart desires and so on. It's not everyone that wishes well for you, right? So she shared it with her brother, and the brother, before he tried and encourage her, he just shot it down. That's going to be too difficult for you, and she just gave up. So what would happen now? Suppose the brother, he could have made it more balanced. You know, Olivia, it's not going to be the easiest thing, but once you be persistent, once you apply yourself, you be consistent, you show up all the time, you give up your best all the time. If you don't understand, you come and ask me, or we will find someone to help you, and you can make it. Olivia, is something that you can do. You can do this. You know, encourage her, and Olivia would have gone on to do that. Yeah. So you just have to be willing, and also sometimes even all the different voices, a lot of noise all around you, everyone in your ear. That can't be done. That can't be done. You can't do this. No one has ever done that. It's not that it can't be done. It's that they believe that it can be done. But you have to know for yourself. Don't be limited by their own limitations and their perceptions. You believe it can be done. Get out there and do it. Right? Hogging the limelight. At the school special assembly, everyone is celebrating the football team winning the league. Here's our star player and top scorer, Rory, says their coach. Rory grabs the trophy and raises it above his head. How do you think Rory's teammates feel? But I don't think they would feel too good about that. All right, sharing the credit now. Rory knows they really won because they played as a team. It wasn't just me, he says. We're all star players. We work together to defend the score. The court smiles and agrees, praising Rory's humility. Do you recognize everyone's efforts and share the credit? I like to think I do. It's very important. I'm going to keep it to those two, but I'll give you the first aid another time. Right? But yeah, it's important if you know you work as a team to recognize the efforts of the entire team. Yeah, it's important because what's going to happen once again, if you want to go further and take all the credit, you know what might happen? One is there something is going to happen and it's not going to be like um, successful or make you look the best. And instead of the whole team coming and standing behind you, it didn't quite work out. But Auntie Jessica gave up her best and she was a good leader. And, you know, she really was involved and put in a lot of effort and so on. The same way you want all the glory when it works out good, they're going to let you go forward and have all the shame to yourself as well. Yeah. All right, so I think I might read a little Bible for you. And maybe sing a little songy, and that's gonna be it for today, you know. I'm looking for my water bottle. I hope I didn't leave it at home. I'm not finding it at this point in time. That would be a serious thing, you know. Look at this, leave it at work. Oh boy, oh boy. There you go. I guess it went all. No, it didn't. It's down on the ground. Pardon me. Just a barely little something to drink. Mm-hmm. Take, Lord, receive all my liberty. You have given all to me, and I return it. Give me only your love and your grace. That's enough for me. Your love and your grace are enough for me. I was supposed to write down the words. I didn't. Forgive me. Take, Lord, receive. All is yours now. La 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 da da la da 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 da. Give me only your love and your grace. That's enough for me. Your love and your grace are enough for me. Give me only your love and your grace. That's enough for me. Your love and your grace are enough for me. That's just a beautiful song that I find to be very soothing. Like, you know, like God is just enough. Okay? Like your love, it just fills all of my empty spaces, all my empty places, all the little cracks that nobody else can get to, you know. Just you. Just you. Like I'm just whole, I'm perfected, I'm entire, just in your love, yeah. Your love and your grace. Yeah. You have given all to me and I return it. Like I offer all to you. I give up my best to you, you know, because you're deserving. Because all that I am because of you. It's really beautiful. It's really a beautiful song, and it's one of those songs that it reads like a prayer. Beautiful. God has a plan for my life. God has a plan for my life. I just can't to see what He's got for me, 'cause God has a plan for my life. God has a plan for my life. God has a plan for my life. I just can't wait to see what He's got for me, 'cause God has a plan for my life. That's truly how I feel. Like, you know, God's plans, they're so wonderful, so beautiful, like beyond. I'm not just saying that to be cliche. I'm really at the stage of my life where I feel that way, like just take the limits off, you know, just open up myself and allow myself to be used as God will see fit to use me. Yeah. And it comes kind of like an adventure because obviously I could see the road behind me, but I can't see all the way down there and like beyond the corner. I could see only so far. But the point is I approach it all with an open heart and an open mind. Yeah, and a lot of trust that everything that God has in store for me is for my good and so magnificent and so wonderful, and I'm so excited about it and at the same time at peace with it, right? Let me give you one last song. This is songs for like the little people sing. If you can use anything, Lord, you can use me. If you can use anything, Lord, you can use me. Take my hands, Lord, take my feet. Touch my heart, Lord, speak to me. Probably something in there, but in my own words. If you can use anything, Lord, you can use me. If you can use anything, Lord, you can use me. If you can use anything, Lord, you can use me. Take my hands, Lord, take my feet. Touch my heart, Lord, speak to me. If you can use anything, Lord, you can use me. Let me see what I will read for you now. Any Beijing? What I will read for you, not read for you. And then I'll be on my way. I might do a little laundry. I'll see, because I certainly don't have time with it on mornings now. I have to try and rush out the house. You know me, I don't like too much of the rushing, but I'm without my vehicle for these, probably for about 2 weeks or so. So I have to make sure I get that lift done with my neighbor. So I don't have time with that all morning. So we make it work, right? We do the washing on evenings, even if it finished dry during the day tomorrow or in the morning. It's perfectly fine. Find ways to make it work. Okay, if you don't even know how to find the different chapters in Bible now, look at me here though. La 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 da. Touch my heart, Lord, sing to me. You can use everything, Lord. You can use me. Hey, Lord, you can use me. I'm just finding a passage to read to you all, and that's going to be it. That's going to be it. That's going to be it. Once again, I hope everyone is good. I hope everyone is feeling blessed, as they say, too blessed to be stressed. It doesn't mean that different things don't come up in our lives to stress us from day to day, but it's that you're able to cover yourself, shelter in God's hands, and cover yourself in His peace. You know, come to that place where you can say, I'm not going to allow anything to disturb my peace or steal my joy. I know it's easier said than done. I do know that. Well, look, I don't even know where to find what I'm looking for. Well, look, I'm looking for a part in Jeremiah that talks about God's plans for us, and so look at me doing. Can't find it. I thought I would have it highlighted. Look at you, Jesse. Mm? Look at you, girlfriend. If I can't find it, I would just pay something else. Which I'm probably gonna do. Which is what I'm probably gonna do. I'm very good at pivoting, right? Yeah, I'm good at pivoting. It is none like you. No one else can touch my heart like you do. I can search for all eternity, Lord, and find there is none like you. There is none like you. No one else can touch my heart like you do. I can search for all eternity, Lord, and find there is none like you. Actually, I'm just gonna read just like a sentence. This Bible is a good news Bible, so this is one of the Bibles that has in some of the books that are not found in other Bibles, right? And this is taken from Sirach, Sarach, chapter 42. And it's so short that it's even, the part I have highlighted is like part of a verse, not even a complete verse. Sirach, chapter 42. And this is part of verse 24. And it says, nothing the Lord makes is incomplete. I'm just going to leave that short, simple message with you. Nothing the Lord makes is incomplete. And that's a short thing that you can probably talk about in depth. This morning when I was going out with my neighbor and he was sharing with me like growing up, like persons would make him feel sometimes like what's the word? What's the right way to put it? Like suppose he left much to be desired in terms of maybe the way he spoke, the way he looked, and so on, right? We were having an honest conversation. So he said These are things that you are challenged sometimes as a child coming up. You know you will be made to feel this way because of your appearance. How we got into the conversation, we were speaking about the whole person's dress and the different things, especially us as females, the lengths that we will go to in terms of our hair. I can't really relate to these things. I'm not taking away from anyone who's into them. I'm just sharing with you our conversation. The lengths we will go to in terms of our hair, our eyebrows, our eyelashes, all the different things, how we would dress and all the different things that we do. So he was saying even he himself as a male, like growing up, sometimes you will be made to feel like you're lacking in some area in terms of your appearance. You're lacking or you don't quite have it together in terms of the way you speak. All these different things. And these things tend to play on you as a child, and sometimes they follow you into adulthood. So sometimes when you see people behaving in a certain way and you look at it and you think, like, it seems so attention seeking. You don't know what is at the root of that. Perhaps it always came up in a way like having to convince you, yes, this boy need to do it in order to be beautiful enough. This is how I need to sound in terms for persons to want to listen to me, for persons to take me seriously. So in other words, you're constantly feeling like you have to try to catch up. So, yeah. So if perhaps that is something that you struggle with, either now or as a child, in terms of maybe you came out and you had that low self-esteem, that you used to compare yourself to others, like, I'm not beautiful, I'm not pretty, maybe in terms of your ability, I can't run as fast as the others. When I'm studying, I can't learn as quickly or as well as the others. Maybe in your home, I can't cook as well. I don't know if persons actually bother about these kind of things now, but I can't cook as well, or I can't dress as well. I can't afford to be able to present myself as well as others. Especially now in the age of internet and everything is all about comparison. Look, when I look at this person, they're always out partying somewhere. They always look perfect. This person is always traveling somewhere. You know, perhaps you're in a season of singlehood and you can look and see, person, oh, they look so happy. Mind you, they're showing you what they want you to see. But in terms of comparison, oh, they look like they have it all together and they look so happy. And here I am, what about me? Woe is me, poor me. So I think that verse is that's very encouraging. As I said, nothing that God does is incomplete. You're complete. You're complete in yourself. You're beautiful. You're wonderfully made. And more importantly, you are complete in Him. So don't allow like comparison and watching the journey of others and the lives of others to make you feel less than. You are perfectly made, wondrously made, beautifully made, and you are complete. You have a purpose. God has a wonderful plan for your life. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Sending love, sending blessings to everyone who watched. Thanks for all the support and the encouragement. And I'll be sure to see you next time, all right? With more positivity, more sharing with each other, more getting to learn from each other and know each other. Okay? All right, to my beautiful Kenyan friend and everyone else, stay blessed. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye.